Joe Robertson, parenting specialist, on with Sam Stubbs, Simplicity co-founder. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you both.
G'day.
How are we? Joe, I'll start with you on the GDP. I mean, it's backwards.
Oh, really? Let's go to Sam with
Okay,
the
well, we
GDP.
can go to Sam. No, stick to your lane. Know what you're good at.
Yeah.
Sam. It's backwards looking, right? So this is
Yeah.
not what's happening now.
Yeah.
So where are you at?
Well, look, we are in a relatively bad position, right? There's no question. If you look at the other big rich countries in the world, our GDP's been pretty bad now for about 18 months. There do seem to be green shoots, and now that interest rates are coming down, half of New Zealand are going to reset their mortgages in the next 6 months. It means they have more money in their pocket. So things will, I think, start to feel better. Doesn't necessarily mean they'll feel good, but they'll just start to feel better. And the most important thing is the trend here. So look, this is the worst economic slowdown we've had actually in my lifetime, and it's lasted longer and the dip has been bigger. That may mean that actually the recovery might be stronger and longer as well. So I wouldn't be completely despondent about it, but we're in a relatively bad place right now.
Yeah, there sort of seems to be a split opinion that now that we've gone lower than we thought, we might not go as high as we thought next quarter, or in the future, but actually it could be the opposite too. I mean, it's anyone's guess. Basically.
Yeah, it is. And also remember, this is relative, right? Like the world is not a happy place right now. No economy is fizzing right now.
No.
So we are actually relatively, in some senses, better off than other parts of the world. I think I'd rather live in New Zealand than an awful lot of the world right now. But that doesn't mean it feels good here, eh? Like it's tough. It's real tough.
Yeah. Joe, do you want to say anything about it, or do you just want to avoid it altogether?
I want to avoid it. I'm out. I've checked out of that.
Do you know what? I think that's fair enough. We've spoken about it.
I don't need to be an expert on everything.
No, I love that. And also we've spoken a hell of a lot about it this morning, so I'm pleased.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Jimmy Kimmel cancelled. Well, I'm going to ask you about this thing, because you've had a bit of a brush with cancel culture this week.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Kimmel and the cancel culture thing.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on that.
Good. Give it to me. What are
Not
they?
on GDP.
Go for it.
But you have had a brush this week. I'm profoundly shocked, to be honest, by the hypocrisy here. That you've got this person who was tragically killed, absolutely, for being a free speech advocate. Don't love a lot of the things he said. He probably didn't think I should be sitting here right now. But now you've got someone losing their job over essentially free speech. So I just find that very confusing.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous and embarrassing.
I think it is embarrassing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what he said was distasteful. Someone has just died.
Yes.
But he wasn't inciting violence. He wasn't, But do you think maybe, because normally it's generally the far left who are most likely to call for the cancellations.
Yes.
Maybe now that they have seen, how ridiculous it can be, maybe we'll all settle down a bit. I don't know, Sam.
Look, you've got the politics of inequity happening here, right? There are a lot of disenfranchised people out there, don't know what job they'll get, not feeling financially secure. History tells you that these people gravitate to the extremes, right? The far right and the far left. And then they start operating on the politics of fear and anger. And so, we were just talking about this before. America feels to me very much like Germany in about early 1930s. And you start to if you look at Project 2025, it's the same thing. It's about cancel people, suppress dissent, do not allow for freedom of speech. And slowly, these things happen just one at a time. And then, hey, presto, you've got a country in a completely different space. So America feels to me like, I would put the chance of civil war in America now at higher than zero. It was zero a year ago. And because you have disenfranchised people on both sides, balkanizing themselves, going to the extremes, and just shouting at each other over social media.
Each other. Yeah.
Yep.
And you've got social media to really fuel that.
It fuels the fire,
Yeah.
and because these people feel now as if they have a community and a voice, and so they start talking to each other and they start shouting at the other side. I've experienced it this week. It's noisy and it's vociferous.
Now, what did you say? Because to be honest with you, I caught up with a headline about this, but I haven't quite gone deep dive.
Yeah.
Tell us what you said that got you cancelled.
Yeah. I said, look, we have to be sad about his death because he was killed. So you have to mourn the violence, but you can't mourn the ideas that he stood for. And so, the line was R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, I hope your ideas die with you. They were poorly chosen words. I made a mistake there for sure. And I, cancelled it 5 minutes later. But of course, what happens is that as soon as a member of your tribe is being attacked, then you gather around and you defend that idea and you sling arrows. And that's what happens on social media. It's so easy for it to happen.
So why go on there? Because this is the thing that I don't, because it just seems to me that it's a place where only bad things happen.
Some good things happen, but I do. I mean, an interview I was listening to this morning.
Like a funny meme every now. You know what I mean?
Well, let me give you an example. Look at Facebook. Facebook's great for our communities with renters. We have a Facebook group per building. They talk to each other about babysitting for each other, looking after the kids, they swap information. At that point, it's very useful, it creates communities. Unfortunately, it also divides communities when suddenly you find people who would not otherwise have a voice because they're just too extreme, suddenly find that they have a bullhorn and a voice and they get together. That's the negative side of it. I think you're seeing much more negative now than positive, to be honest with you. Why did I go on it? To be honest with you, mate, it was there, it was open, and I was angry because of some of the things I was hearing. You know, I was listening to him saying a 10-year-old girl who was raped should be forced to carry to full term. That just made me angry. And if, unfortunately with Facebook, and I'm a victim of this, you get to express your anger quickly.
And then we end up in the sorry, Joe, I interrupted you just before. You were going to say something about this.
It was probably profoundly important, but I've forgotten it now.
Sorry, it's like I ask you questions you don't want to answer.
I know, I'm so sorry, but yeah.
The other thing we were going to discuss today was Briscoes, and this just frightening prospect that we might lose the Briscoe. Well, actually, I think we're overcooking this. We heard from Shane Curry earlier that she's apparently, according to the Women's Weekly, signed a new contract. So hopefully, you know, but Briscoes is moving their advertising agency around, this kind of thing. I just think, as Shane said, like Tina Turner's car auctions, Tina from Turner's.
Yes.
Just a very established, well-liked branding.
Yeah, I was thinking this morning, what is, other iconic ads, and Stickman comes to mind from Pack and Save. I don't think that we run the risk of losing Stickman because that's such an affordable kind of marketing strategy. But there are these nostalgic, they're kind of comforting people or caricatures, and I think that the Briscoes lady is one of those. I'm under the impression she's wearing a wig.
Yeah, I think she is.
Yeah, and I love that because that's commitment to the brand. Like, that is deep commitment. I'm impressed.
I wonder who does the voice of Stickman. Has anyone ever wondered? Oh, Paul Ego. Oh, does he? Shit, that'd be a good gig. You don't even have to.
That's your next job.
100%. I'll take it. Hey, what about you? What are some of those ads that
Look, I'm a bit older, so I always remember the warehouse, where everyone gets a bargain.
Also, your next job. That was good.
Yeah. Maybe I'll need a new job.
Yes.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not, Sam.
After this interview.
Hopefully we can all come to our senses.
Hey, can I just say something about that?
Yes.
I am really sad that Charlie Kirk died. I mean, it is murder is murder. That is horrible, right? But we've got to live in a world where you're able to express your views and you have freedom of expression. This Jimmy Kimmel thing, it's sad, man, because what it's saying is that America, the freedom of speech made America great.
Yeah, I
agree. Now we're seeing this get eroding,
Yeah.
I agree. But also, I can understand there'll be people on the right or far right, who cares what are we calling it anymore, but just people on that side who'll be going, this is exactly what you guys have done for years and years.
Right? It becomes a war.
There is wrong on both sides here. As soon as people have extreme views on the extreme left and extreme right, bad things and at least get to influence how everyone else thinks. Bad things happen.
Yeah.
It's not a right or left thing. It's about extreme views.
Moral of the story: get off the internet, everybody. Life will be much better for you. Sam Stubbs, unless you're watching this show, of course.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't work for you.
Stay with this show.
I just realised.